Hello, I'm Bernard Norcott-Mahany. I work at the Blueford branch of the Kansas City Public Library. April is National Poetry Month, and this is also an Olympic year, so I'm using the time to read poems from Pindar, who wrote victory odes for people who were successful at the Olympic Games or at one of the other Pan-Hellenic festivals. Today we have a somewhat longer poem. This is Olympia poem 13 for Xenophon of Corinth. For his victory in the foot race, this would be the 100-yard dash, and the pentathlon, the 5 events. The poem was performed in Corinth with Pindar present. I'm not fully sure how we know that, but that's what the scholars say. Pindar brings up myths and legends and historical bits from Corinth's past. So Corinth, it was a major Greek city-state. It's right sort of in the center of Greece. It's on an isthmus, and so it's a big seaport. And the figure of Bellerophon comes from Corinth. Bellerophon is the guy who gets to ride Pegasus, the winged horse. Jason Medea spent some time in Corinth. So Corinth has a sort of rich history and mythology, as do some other city-states. But it's one of the big, like in mythology, it's one of the big city-states. And it still remains important throughout Greek history because of its position as a port city. One thing that I do want to say about this is there's a line in here where Pindar says something along the lines of that the mean, the median, not too much, not too little, is always right, and that to know the moment is best. Now, when this translator, Cecil Bowra, he uses the word the moment. What that means is it translates the Greek word kairos, which means kairos is the exact moment when things are right for action. So you get that one like very small window, and if you act at that time, you're going to be successful, and if you fail. So he makes allusion to both that idea of nothing in excess and being ready to take action at just the right moment. So without further ado, Olympia 13 for Xenophon of Corinth, winner in the foot race and the pentathlon. 3 times an Olympian victor is the house I shall praise. Gentle to townsmen, of service to strangers, I shall come to know fortunate Corinth. Poseidon's porch on the isthmus, glorious in its young men. There lawfulness dwells, and her sisters, safe foundation of cities, justice and peace, who was bred with her. They dispense wealth to men, golden daughters of wise counseling right. They wish to keep away pride, the bold spoken mother of surfeit. I have fine things to say, and upstanding courage stirs my tongue to speak. The way of the blood is hard to fight or to hide. Many times, sons of Elatus, has the brightness of victory been given to you from men who surpass on the heights of success in the holy games. And many wise devices of old were set in the hearts of men by the flower-laden hours. Each thing belongs to its finder. Whence comes the delights of Dionysus with the ox-driving dithyramb? Who adds the bridle to horses' harness? Or the king of birds, fore and aft, on the gods' temples? There the muse breathes sweetly. There Ares flowers among young men's deadly spears. O mightiest one, ruler afar of Olympia, be not grudging to our prayers for the whole of time, Father Zeus. Guide this people out of harm, and give a straight wind to Xenophon's fortune. Welcome from him this right of crowns and choir, which he brings from the plain of Pisa. Victory in the foot race and the 5 events together. He has won what no mortal man has won before. 2 wreaths of celery crowned him when he showed himself at the Isthmian Games, and Nemea does not resist him. By Alpheus' stream is dedicated the glint of foot of his father Thessalos, and at Pytho he has the glory of the foot race and the double race in a single sun. And in the same moon at hollow Athens, a day of fast running, set 3 beautiful prizes on his hair, and 7 the Heliocian Games, in Poseidon's sea-girt festivals. Too long would songs be to follow Terpsius and Erydamus with their father Torioris. For all your triumphs at Delphi and in the lion's grove, I strive with many in the multitude of your honors. Truly I should not know how to tell rightly the number of stones in the sea. In everything the mean is right, and to know the moment is best. In the convoy of all I sail my own course. I shall tell of the counsel of men long ago, and of war with surpassing heroes, nor lie about Corinth, or Sisyphus, most cunning in wits like a god, and Medea, who in her father's despite made a wedding for herself and saved the ship Argo and her crew. Of old also with valor before Dardanus' walls they were thought to cut short the issue of battle on either side. Some with the true breed of Atreus sought to win Helen back, the others with might and main to hold them off. When Glaucus came from Lycia, the Danae trembled at him. He boasted to them that his father's dominion was in Peirana's city, his deep estate and his hall. He suffered much about the streams in his longing to yoke the snaky Gorgon's child, Pegasus, until Pallas brought to him a gold frontleted bridle. Straightway his dream was the truth. She said, "Do you sleep, king, son of Aeolus? Come, take this charm for the horse, sacrifice a glossy bull, and show it to the father, the tamer." In the darkness, the black-shielded maiden seemed to say this to him in his sleep. He leapt upright to his feet and seized the marvel that lay at his side. In joy, he found the seer of the land and revealed to Coiranus' son the whole end of the matter. "On the goddess's altar I slept a whole night at your bidding, and the daughter of Zeus herself, of him who spears the lightning, gave me the gold to break his spirit in." The prophet bade him, "Obey the dream quickly, and when you have sacrificed strong-hoofed beasts to the earth-holder, straightway set up an altar to Athena, goddess of horses." The god's power makes it easy to win what is beyond oath and beyond hope. Truly, strong Bellerophon strove and caught, by stretching the gentle drug about its mouth, the flying horse. He mounted it, and therewith played the weapon game in brazen armor, and with it in time he slew with shafts from the cold vales of the desolate air the archer host of Amazon women, the fire-breathing Chimera, and the Solomoi. On his doom I shall keep silence, but the horse is kept on Olympus in the stables of Zeus as of old. I must make a straight cast with my javelins, and not send them any shafts in my hand beside the mark. I have come of my own will to help the muses of shining thrones, and Alagathus' sons. All they have done at Isthmus and Nemea I shall make plain in a short word and a true statement on oath. Heard 60 times at both places shall be the sweet-tongued cry of a noble herald. What they did at Olympia has, it seems, already been told. What is to come at the time I shall speak it clearly. Now I have hope, but with God is the end. If the fate of the race goes on, we shall leave this to Zeus, and to the Lord of the war cry to do. 6 are the victories under the brow of Parnassus, and how many at Argos and Thebes, and how many in Arcadian valleys, the master altar of the Lycian god shall witness. Pelana and Sicyon and Megara, the well-walled precinct of the Iacidae, Eleusis and shining Marathon, and the fine rich cities between Aetna's tall peak and Euboea. If you search all Hellas, you will find more than the eye can see. Up! With nimble feet I shall swim away. Zeus accomplishes, grant them modesty and a fortune of sweet delights. So that was Olympia poem number 13 for Xenophon of Corinth, victor in the foot race and the pentathlon.